The first one, I was set a challenge to write a poem without the letter E, a poem of love without the letter E. For you, touch as soft as clinging silk, with spinning mind aswirl with thought. Spirits lift, a kin of motion, bonding us. Our souls are caught. Now harmony sings from harp and air, that's plucking strings of soulful bliss. And truth allows a lustful pinch, bound with hands and stroking kiss.
I started to feel less welcome in the places that were open doors, because what they wouldn't realise is that I'd have come through someone else's door from someone else's floor. The family merely check if you are still alive and move on very quickly, slating the characters in their own lives. So yes, we'll play whenever you want us, even if it prevents a meal that night or a decent place to rest our heads or the facilities to keep clean and warm, or watching the only band I came here to see. And what we ask from you is nothing, for it allows us to do what we love. Keep on the track of a lifestyle where the logistics make no sense. You fall out of your family, no help, only trouble from society. And the sound resonates so sweet.
We gather here on grass, on a day like any other, tents pulled taut so we can run for cover. We gather round and sit down to absorb the prose, picnic in hand, who knows where it goes. The day, that is, not the lunch. We eat that so we can drink a little too much. So we can revel in each other's company, laugh with friends, feel harmony. The pleasure of being outside with humans and animals. The pleasure of being alive. We do this just because we can. We want to. We want to stand here and sing to you, read to you and open your minds, fill it with ideas of another kind. The day will not just be one, it will be two, Saturday and Sunday noon. Let your heart swoop, let it swoon, and soar the sky and past the sun. Hear the joy and laughter of humans. So this is the Umbrella Fair, and you're all welcome this afternoon. So stay a while, would you? Don't leave too soon. Let yourself live and let yourself breathe, and let's forget the boring. Let's become part of the magic here before back to work Monday morning.
This is a diatribe against the car, against the fascism of industry. Demon seed created need. We are hypnotized by its demagoguery. Each human being's guiding star replaced by the image of a car. The devil's one trick replicated. Its changing forms keep us captivated by consensus reality manipulated. Audi, Vauxhall, BMW, Lexus, Rover, Alfa Romeo. How is it we are all still entranced by this autophiliac romance? It's just a car, so get a grip. It doesn't make you strong or smart or fit. It just isolates you in a bubble, wrecks the planet and causes trouble, maims, destroys people and beasts. Each country lane a roadkill feast. Noble badger, fox and hare, their blood now spilled, their guts laid bare. Not to mention all the flying creatures that no longer fill the air. Their bodies on my windscreen splattered. A Jain, it's an Indian holy man type figure who doesn't harm anything. A Jain looks on by the roadside, his worldview shattered. Just before he's mown down by articulated truck. Well, that's the karma of the road, mate. It just don't give a all these metal monsters tear through reality, mashing all in their wake, moving across the landscape like some dreadful metal snake. Autogeddon has come round so soon, and we are too late to stop the damage done. This is the road to hell. This is the real cannonball run. Most don't care as long as they get from A to B in a newer car and quicker than they did last week, and never see the country or communicate face to face. Still somehow managing to text while driving in this human sardine death race. But check out the latest Merc with its 3-litre injection engine, its sleek and shiny exterior, its sexy leather interior, all designs before inferior. Clearly, we were raised for this, to be enclosed in metal, hurtling through your life, and in between, marry, breed, work, then die. And just as long as you can burn up oil and watch the planet fry, faster than the bastards dig it up, but from a poison chalice sup. You're a mark, you're a sucker, and you're a mess up. But don't let me stop you having your fun, because I'm right behind you driving down the M1, bumper to bumper, because you're in my way. Put my foot down, I'm Mad Max today. If you cut me up or go too slow, it's not me to blame. Keep up with my flow, because here in my car, I feel safest of all. I'm righteous and tall. I am the law. I am the one. Me and my motor don't give one iota for you and your baby on board sticker or your car, because I'm driving faster than a shooting star, and I'm always right till I run a red light and get flashed by those yellow box bastards. And then I'm part of a league of beleaguered motorists, and then the circle's complete. I've become a car industry whore. I'm an eco-warrior no more. But you know how it is. You know the score. I hate the car, but I drive one too. And I probably wouldn't be here if I didn't have one saying this to you. But I long for the day where I can park it away in some side street and leave it there to rust. But whatever you do, don't get entranced or bemused or impart your trust in the glamour that clamours to make you sexy and loved. Because it's only glamour, and it's not real. It's the devil reaching out to you, tempting you to do a deal. But while I'm bound to the battle of society's troubles for the time being, leading a life that's double, looks like my fate I've sealed. Because no car, no job, no house, no life, my soul is steeled. For the time being, I'm not fleeing the rat race, because I'm bound to the wheel. Thank you.
I'm going to do a tune. This is one that my mama doesn't think I should play out. Because a little bit brrr. But real chill, it's Sunday, you know. It's a tune, what can I tell you? It's called Me Gusta. Baby, you know it, you're so fine. And the way you love me, love me, sublime. Tell me gusta. Baby, you know that we're for sure. Babe, there's so much fun we can have, and the way you take me, baby, never knew I was so bad. Tell me gusta, baby, you know you're my guy. Fly and fly and fly. apuesta, yeah, me apuesta. Baby, baby, I like it. Say, baby, baby, I like it. Dirty girl.
There is always beauty somewhere deep within a troubled soul. A flickering flame ready to ignite the passion burning deep within their castle walls. Beyond the cold and emptiness, for when people walk in darkness, they are alone. No hand to hold, just cold, shattered lives, addiction. No sense of self, unaware of the beauty within, they feel ugly, unwanted, and lonely. When people walk in darkness, they are alone. We need to reach out, try and see the beauty within, look beyond the cracks, deep within their castle walls. Thank you.
Bose was running for his life. The hare hopped through the snow-crusted ground, hopping, teeth snarling at his ankles, claws swiping at his thighs. He hopped and hopped. He hopped through the trees. He hopped through the hedges. He hopped, looking left, right, looking for his life. A hollow tree. He hopped inside and curled up, as small as a hare could, breathing hard. Wolf, snarling, put his paw inside the hollow trunk and swiped backwards and forwards. 3 sharp claws swiped at Bose's tender little thigh and caught him in the fur. He trembled, made himself smaller and smaller, praying to Nanabozo, god of the hares. Ow! The wolf retreated into the distance to rejoin his pack, leaving poor Wabose to limp back to his set and warren. When the hares saw the state that poor Wabose was in, they were terrified. Now, hares, we know, are prolific creatures. They love to love, and there are many, many hares. But it had been a tough summer, followed by a tough winter. And the wolves and the wildcats and the foxes were ravenous. And whenever they got hungry, the smallest and most convenient snack available to them was a soft, tawny hare. And so their numbers had dwindled and dwindled until there was nothing but a handful left of them. Now that night, it was the full moon, and every full moon, all the animals in the forest would gather for a council. And so Wabose told his brothers and sisters that he would throw themselves on the mercy of the council and hope that maybe they would leave them alone for a while until their numbers got back up. So, trembling with fear, he stood in front of the animals of the forest. Tall, broad, fierce, gentle. He stood in front of the wolves and the wildcats and the foxes. And he made his plea. But the wolves and the wildcats and the foxes, when they looked at Wabose, they didn't see a fellow creature. They saw soft, tender flesh and the head of the pack, who had chased him through the forest earlier, began to salivate and think of that sweet, tender hare's flesh between his teeth. Yum, 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 yum. So he pounced with his claws. Now the moose had sensed danger, so he sprang forward and caught Wabose up in his antlers and galloped through the forest across the field. He galloped and galloped and galloped until he was safe. And they came upon, in the middle of the snowy, icy plain, a green oasis. And in the middle of that green oasis, a tree, a tall, stretching pine, and a shimmering puddle of water. And in that tree, there was a tall man with long ebony hair flowing down his back and a leather loincloth. And he sat in the tree, combing his hair. The moose left him in the green island. The man turned to the hare and realized at once it was his brother. He leapt down from the tree and wrinkled his nose. Then he began to shrink down and down. His dark skin sprouted into fur and turned tawny like Webose's. His ears grew long, his fingers and toes fused until he had paws. For this was no ordinary man. This was Nana Bozo, God in the form of a hare. Webose had explained everything that had happened to them and how they were facing difficulties, and if something didn't change, they would all die out. And Nana Bozo, he was saddened at the thought that there would be no more hares in the forest. So he placed his paw upon Webose's. Webose began to feel a tickle, and then a tingle, and then he began to shiver and shake, but not the kind of shivering and shaking that you do when you're frightened or cold. No, this was good. And he shivered, and he shook, and he looked at his paws, and they had turned white. Webose thanked Nana Bozo, and he then hopped back through the snow-capped, snowy, icy plains. He hopped back. Now, unknown to him, the head of the wolf pack, who had had his heart set on eating Webose, was waiting at the edge of the forest for him to return, prowling and snarling and waiting, salivating at the thought of that sweet, juicy hare. And he stood, his orange eyes glistening out through the forest. But as he watched, he could not see a thing. But there were prints, hair prints, coming towards him. But amongst the snow, the wolf leader pack couldn't see the hare. It was like he was invisible. And as he hopped through the snow, leaving the prints behind him, the wolf was furious because he knew that the hare was there, but couldn't see him to catch him. And then a hedge rustled, and then a tree rustled, and then a patch of snow. The wolf was furious. He snarled and howled and ran back to join his pack. And Webose made it back to his warren alive and told everyone what he had seen and heard. And when he returned, the magic from Nana Bozo's paw spread into the rest of the warren, and the rest of the hares all turned white. And that is why hare's fur turns white in winter. Thank you very much.
It's called waves. Waves like the sea. Waves take you far away to shores distant, unknown. Helpless I search every sea, but there's no sign. Sleep for you.
less clear, and there's no relief it gives. And the clouds, they gather up into a storm that rages in my mind. Streets consume, sleep for years, and I wait for you to return soon. And if we find each other, never part again, never let me go. Side by side, in the life that goes on, until the next we meet. I guess. Dream away, sleep for years, and I wait for you to return soon.
This one's called Tranquility. I didn't read this one yesterday, so this is a new one. Hazy days of summer flicker through my memory and settle on a babbling brook under a willow tree. I gaze and bask in sunshine, reciting poetry. The picturesque surroundings infuse my thoughts and create tranquility. The moment-sized perfection, the memory of your smile, face kissed by summer's rosy lips and warmed by her smell, you make my life worthwhile. Thank you.
And we have, before we start, Lord Dragonheart. It's a lovely purple colour like that. We knew that was coming.
Mark, explain about the giraffes first, because none of these people...
Some of them don't know, but there are giraffes in Northampton. You think they're people, but it's because you don't realise that they're this special animal that loves. There is a... Lord Nectarine can come on stage if he wants.
I'll pass, thank you, Dr. M.
I'll pass Dr. M. Lord Gold is getting him. Yes, the giraffes are some kind of very spiritual animal. The religion says that they are the most beautiful and amazing animal. And is my pet giraffe going to wait there while I deliver that?
Are you going to... No, I'm going to get off.
So beautiful.
If God were a dog, all the Sunday strollers would want to meet him, throw him a stick, offer a treat, happy believing that they knew his desires. Nothing would be demanded of God, the dog, except to be there, a faithful companion, an easy God, a soft and fluffy dog, who makes us feel good, expecting nothing but love.
I'm going to tell you a story now, which is about an experience I had when I was in Spain. The song is called Gitane, which translates to gypsy woman. Walk away quietly. I don't want to hear you leave. When you leave me this way, sitting under parasols, drinking margaritas. I looked into your sunglasses, and I didn't see what was ahead. Walking down the avenue, the palms had sweet blossoms. Stopped to pull a fresh blunt to give to my love. And when you walk away quietly. I don't want to hear you leave. When you leave me this way. When you walk away quietly. I don't want to hear you leave. When you leave me this way. Marble walkways with my back to the sun, just to give you some space. And I ignored all those pretty senoritas. They smiled with those Spanish eyes. Just felt so alone. And when you walk away quietly. I don't want to hear you leave. When you leave me this way. And when you walk away quietly. I don't want to hear you leave. When you leave me this way.
Right, here I am, Richard III Crouchback. Now is the winter of our discontent, made glorious summer by this son of York, and all the clouds that loud upon our house in the deep bosom of the ocean buried. Now are our brows bound up with victorious wreaths, our bruised arms hung up for monuments, our stern alarums changed to merry meetings, our dreadful marches to delightful measures. Grim-visaged war hath smoothed his wrinkled front. And now, instead of mounting barbed steeds to fright the souls of fearful adversaries, he capers nimbly in my lady's chamber to the lascivious pleasing of a lute. But I that am not shaped for sportive tricks, nor made to court a amorous wanton looking-glass, I that am rudely stamped and want love's majesty to strut before a wanton ambling nymph, why, love forswore me in my mother's womb, and for I should not deal in her soft laws, she did corrupt frail nature with some bribe, to shrink mine arm up like a withered shrub, to mount an envious mountain on my back, to shake my legs of unequal size, to disproportion me in every part, like to a chaos, or an unlicked bare whelp that carries no impression like the dam. I, that am curtailed of this fair proportion, cheated of feature by dissembling nature, deformed, unfinished, sent before my time into this breathing world, scarce half made up, and that so lamely and unfashionable that dogs bark at me as I halt my way. Why, I in this weak piping time of peace have no delight to pass away the time, unless to spy my shadow in the sun, and descant on my own deformity. Then, since this earth affords no joy to me but to command, to check, to e'er bear such as a better person than myself, I'll make my heaven to dream upon the crown. And whilst I live to account this world but hell, until my misshaped trunk that bears this head be round impaled with the glorious crown. And yet I know not how to get the crown, for many lives stand between me and home, and I, like one lost in a thorny wood that rends the thorns and is rent with the thorns, seeking a way and straying from the way, not knowing how to find the open air, but toiling desperately to find it out, torment myself to catch the English crown, and from that torment I will free myself, or hew my way out with a bloody axe. Why, I can smile and murder while I smile, and cry content to that which grieves my heart, and wet my cheeks with artificial tears, and frame my face to all occasions. I'll drown more sailors than the mermaid shall, I'll deceive more slyly than Ulysses could, and like a Sidon take another Troy. I can add colours to the camion, change shape with Proteus for advantages, and set the murderous Machiavel to shrew. Can I do this, and cannot get a crown? Tut! Were it further off, I'd pluck it down.
So this next one was inspired by the rape. I don't know if a lot of you heard about the rape on a bus in New Delhi about last year, and this was very horrible. Yeah, he's heard this before. It's about this rape, but it's also, I mean, as a guy, guys tell you a lot of shit about girls, about women, and sometimes it's not really stuff you want to hear. So this one is called Rip My Snatch. Ball your fist up and beat me. Slap me and shout, "Shut the fuck up." Grab me. Pull me close to you so I can stare you dead in the eyes. Lift me and tell me what you want to do to me. Trip me over backwards, make me stumble a few steps and catch me. Shove me into a corner and squeeze the breath out of me. Drag me on the floor till I'm delirious. Put your foot on my chest while grabbing both my wrists. Crunch me down on the floor and spread me out against the ground. Drop your whole body on me. Mash me into the cold floor, force me down with all your weight, and lock your knees down on top of mine. Look at me squabble as tears flush out my eyes. Look at me. Stare deeply into my eyes. See me terrified of you. Amaze me with your power. Whisper to me too. Talk sweetly to me. I want it. Lick my earlobe gently. Let the weight of your whole body rest on top of mine. Stretch my arms out and wait until I catch my breath. Undo my clothes. Slowly. watching me enjoy you taking control over me. I breathe deeply, trying not to pant. You pause, waiting for me to resist. I give in. I turn myself over to you, leaving my body to you to do whatever you want to do. This will please you, I feel. And so I lay there watching you on top of me. My body has gone limp, quivering at your every touch. Now, you enter me and tell me that you are giving me what I wanted. This is your gift to me, you say, and I stay silent, as if in bliss. Thank you.
It's very hard to concentrate or talk amongst yourselves when your shoes are being cobbled and you're watching all the elves. The cobbler sitting in the chair, his feet upon the bench, the frog prince and the princess teaching how to kiss in French. The ogre bending over, being sick into a bowl, while the old lady from the gingerbread house nails a horn onto a foal. She'll sell it as a unicorn and make herself a packet. Doesn't like it much though, and is making quite a racket. Rapunzel's got her buns all tied up high upon her head. Her hair's the purest ginger, but she prefers to call it red. Little Miss Muffet is having to rough it and lay cardboard all over the step. Got a sleeping bag out, which was met with a shout, "Oi, we're not even closed yet."
This is for the poets.
Watch you grow and I'll watch you burn. I move over your green and ancient past. Too long. Let's go back to its wrong. Overseas ice hasn't grown, but I'll wait for it to go. I'll wait for it to go. Time and every spot. Oh canal, time problems just wouldn't cold. I roam around this land, I know the places I come from. Close enough to go home, too hard I go home. Roll, river roll. Unto the sea. I join you passing through this land with a strong sense of purpose. Oh, what it means to be free. Oh, to be free. Oh, what it means to be free. Oh, shine, oh sun, shine for me, shine on everyone. See you turning, blazing, twisting and hazy, shining down on everyone, oh on everyone. Now drink the wine, find indulgent, dry and divine. A way to wash away and celebrate the passion of the day, passion of the day. A way to wash away and celebrate the passion of the day. Hey! Twists and broken down existence. Close enough to what I call, to what I call home. Old faces, singing old songs from old places. Rose, 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 will I ever see thee well? Appleseed web. I shall marry at my will, son, at my will. Now a cold wind blows back in my head, straight through to my bones. I can feel it, I can take it. Come on, come on, come on, and I'll be home. Won't you blow me home? Keep on traveling on, far off chances pulling on so strong. The longer that you hang around, the further you could have gone. Oh, you could have gone. The longer that you hang around, the further you could have gone. Oh, the longer that you hang around, the further you could have gone. The longer that you hang around, the farther that you could have gone.
You're a part-time lover, a full-time friend. The monkey on your back is the latest trend. Don't see what anyone could see in anyone else but you.
Kiss you on the train in the shadow of a train. Kiss you all starry at your face, feeling side to side. I don't see what anyone can see in anyone else. But
here is a church, and here is a steeple. We sure are cute, but two ugly people. I don't see what anyone can see in anyone else but you.
petals forgive you, trees forgive me. Why can't you forgive me? I don't see what anyone can see in anyone else but you.
I'll find a niche in your car with my MP3, DVD, rump-back guitar. I don't see what anyone can see in anyone else but up, down, down, left, right, VA, start just because I'm smart. See what anyone can see in anyone else but
You are always trying to keep it real. I'm in love with how you feel. I don't see what anyone can see in anyone else but you.
both have shiny fits parade. Want more fans, I want more stage. Don't see what anyone can see in anyone else but you.
Driving man, my name is Nick, your biggest fan. Don't see what anyone can see in anyone else.
Oh, squished up your face and did a dance. Shook a little dirt out the bottom of your pants. Don't see what anyone can see in anyone else but you.
Oh, thanks guys for listening to us. That's really cool.
You say that you are just of common peasant stock. You say I'm fighting clad and you are bright and rock. But there is royalty I see upon your chin. If you could see it, you'd know you could win. You say you dare not ask me for my hand. You say I'm born of Eden and you have common land. But there's a paradise I see upon your chin. If you can see it, you'd know you are in. 'Cause you just haven't seen your bed in the sunlight, shining like a beacon of hope. If you could see its golden glory, you'd say we have everything, everything, everything we can cope. You say you dare not tread my lady garden soil. You say that common weeds like yours would only soil the flowers growing there, but I know what they need. Your ginger bit to make them see. Just haven't seen your bit in the sunlight, shining like a beacon of hope. If you could see its golden glory, you'd say we can have everything, everything, everything. Let's elope. 'Cause I fell for your facial follicles, a ray of sunshine on your chin, 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 chin. And you can take your lesser bit of blonde or brown. I know they'll only let me down, let me down. 'Cause you just haven't seen your bit in the sunlight, shining like a beacon of hope. If you could see its golden glory, you'd say we can have everything, everything, everything we can go. 'Cause I fell for your facial follicles, that ray of sunshine on your chin, chin, chinny chin. I see every red to rescue me towards your armor lighthouse. I will swim, chin, chinny chin. Chin, chin, chinny, chinny, chinny whiskers, chin, chin, chinny, chin, chin, chinny, chin. Chin, chin, chinny, chinny, chinny whiskers, chin, chin, chinny, chin, chin, chinny, chin. Chin, chin, chinny, chinny, chinny whiskers, chin, chin, chinny, chin, your ginger chin. You're a ginger